Impeached twice, defeated once, Donald Trump nonetheless appeared on conservative media to take credit for Glenn Youngkin, the right-wing candidate, winning the gubernatorial race in the state of Virginia. He said this: "I've heard Virginia is blue, but I've never believed it was blue. Without MAGA, Youngkin would have lost by 15 points more. Instead of giving us credit, they say, oh, he's more popular than Trump." So his feelings are getting hurt because
that's a shame.
It is undeniable that in the general election for that gubernatorial race, Youngkin did in fact distance himself from Trump to make himself appear more palatable to independent voters. Now, during the primary, where he's up against other Republican candidates, he did play up his Trump support and his Trumpiness. But in order to be more palatable to a broader base of voters, Youngkin did something smart, and he presented himself as someone who was just a little better than Trump. Let's just put it that way. Now, is he? I don't think so, but it's all about messaging, and his messaging worked. He beat the Democratic incumbent, Terry McAullife, and now Virginians are in for it. I'm not happy about that. Now, how predictable was this, or how predictable were Donald Trump's statements here? Incredibly predictable. What was not so predictable, though, was that Trump used his limited airtime to complain about Fox News's coverage on Youngkin and that gubernatorial race. Let's watch.
You know, it took Fox 30 minutes to call Virginia for Youngkin, 30 minutes after both MSNBC and NBC. What does that say?
Well, that's probably because maybe they wanted the Democrat to win. Who knows? You don't know. That's a much different place than it was a few years ago. When I ran in 16, now I actually did much better in 20 than I did in 16. As you know, I got 12 million more votes. But when I ran in 16, Fox was great. And now it's all they do is they put on commercials from the Lincoln Project, and others. Roger Ailes would never air a bad commercial. If he was with somebody, he would never allow the rhinos or the never Trumpers or whoever it may be to put on a commercial. And in all due respect, CNN doesn't either. If you wanted to go in with a good Trump commercial, CNN is a total fake. But if you want to go in with a good Trump commercial to MSDNC or CNN, you can't put it on. I mean, they won't take it. But Fox will take anything.
It's just...
That picture of Trump is so perfect.
It just fits the whole thing.
So Fox News accurately reports who won in that gubernatorial race. But Trump is salty about it because Fox didn't report the results soon enough.
Fast enough.
Okay.
Oh God, that whole thing was so sad for so many different reasons. I mean, Newsmax, actually, I saw a screenshot. They had a full screen graphic they made of who called it in which order. Because this whole thing, it used to be that these networks would, whether they ever deserved it or not, would imply that there was something more prestigious or serious about them than the masses of grifters. But now it's just that. It's just they're trying to fight with each other. We're the most pure. We deferred to Trump or Youngkin the fastest. It's pathetic, it doesn't mean anything. I love Donald Trump's thing about, I did better in 2020, I got 12 million more votes. Yeah, but you lost. I can't say in my second marathon attempt, I beat my time. Now, in the end, I did have a heart attack, but I was beating my time at the point. No, you didn't win though, buddy. That's not how it works. Yeah, it all has to be up to him. It burns in him that Youngkin did better than him. And look, the only reason that Youngkin did better than him is they got people worked up about unverifiable nonsense. But more important than that, Youngkin's not a known quantity. They don't have baked in knowledge about how horrendous he is. They should have known enough. The fact that he's worth $440 million.
He's a private equity guy.
Yeah, he worked for the Carlyle Group and for the same group that Pete Buttigieg did. Is this how you drain the swamp? Apparently in Virginia it is.
Right, now, of course, Donald Trump never passes up an opportunity to speak against those who have left him aggrieved. And in this case, He's just super salty about former Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, now the Senate Minority Leader. So what did he have to say about McConnell in this interview? Let's listen.
So if the Republicans in the midterms, if they take back control of the Senate, do you have any sense that there might be potentially, with your help, a new majority leader?
Oh, I think you'll have a new majority leader. Mitch is, I've always said he's the most overrated man in politics. I know him well. I worked with him. It took him forever to get me the wall, and then in the end he couldn't get it. So I got it. I took it through the military, and I got the wall. It took me a long time because him and Paul Ryan, they ganged up, and that was the group. How would you like to have to work with those two?
Paul Ryan didn't run for re-election because he was like so badly out of place in the Trump era in the Republican Party. But they ganged up. They ganged up, everyone.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell gave Trump everything he wanted, with one exception. One exception. He didn't whitewash what happened on January 6th.
That's really all it takes. Yeah, we work together. Yeah, there's a lot of working going on. Late nights, piles of paper, negotiations. No, he didn't want anything because he's not a serious person.
No, but hey, let's be 100% real here. He fought for things that his base, or at least he gave the optics of fighting for things that his base wanted.
You're talking about Trump?
I'm talking about Trump.
Well, they wanted a wall, that's true.
And also, Trump fought pretty hard and accomplished tax cuts for the rich.
Yeah, which maybe some of them wanted, they didn't benefit from it.
Right.
And also, by the way, Mitch McConnell totally loved those.
Oh, of course.
It's like half of his presidency was in lockstep with Mitch McConnell, but Mitch McConnell once criticized him briefly.
More than half. I mean, 98% of his presidency was with Mitch McConnell carrying out exactly what he wanted, including ensuring that his federal judges got confirmed.
Yep.
So I just find it hilarious that you will eventually find a day where your Trump loyalism will bite you in the ass. It doesn't matter who you are. Even if you're one of the smarter, one of the scrappier lawmakers in the Republican Party. And Mitch McConnell certainly does fall into that category.
Yeah, look, I will say, I think it's gonna be very interesting to see to what extent other Republicans take from the Youngkin thing that they too need to run from Donald Trump. It's an open question about whether it'll work in terms of campaign strategy, but it'll almost certainly burn his blood that they're gonna be ignoring him. But it seems, yeah, they need the MAGA base, but the MAGA base are Republicans. They're gonna support the Republican candidate.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of having Trump with you and all of the baggage he brings? Any random Republican is gonna start out with better approval ratings than Donald Trump with all of his baggage. You're not gonna get independent voters. You're not gonna get a single Democrat if you have Trump campaigning with you. So I don't know, I think, look, they're almost certainly gonna do very well, but I don't think that they need Donald Trump or gonna want him.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.